Right, hello all. This is Dvoid here. This is my fourth video, but the first video with commentary on it. So I'm going to discuss the build order in a bit of detail, and there's a couple of elements to this video that are worth showing because it's useful. Plus, it's a good game as well. So I'll get the production tab on. I go for, obviously, start with the power plant, then a barracks, and then 2 refineries. And my opponent actually goes for a war factory after his first refinery, but I don't use that build. I always, as a go-to, I have my 2 refineries, then the war factory, 3rd refinery, and straight to a service depot. And then after the service depot you need your power plant and 3 refineries, but don't forget after your 2nd refinery you need a power plant. So after the 2nd refinery you need that power plant will go there, and then the war factory will build. I captured that with the engineer early, that first oil derrick, and I make the engineer a control group so he can be quickly selected if you need to be. My opponent with the War Factory first build has a lot less credit spare for rifles, so he won't have many. I didn't know this at that point, so it would have been worthwhile sending a couple of rifles to check his base out. But at the 2-minute mark I start to build my infantry, and the first group of rifles I position at map edges, approaches to my base, things like that, guarding the power plants. And a lot of players will send, once they're finished capturing oils, they'll send their engineer on a little walk around the edge of the map so they can capture something, or maybe capture something later in the game. But you place a rifle on your map edge and it deals with that. You don't even, there's no point doing that. But he's trying to snipe my engineer because he can see me. And now I've captured his oil derrick, and my engineer's safe in the APC. As soon as your war factory is placed, you need a scout vehicle and 2 ore trucks. And as soon as your service depot is placed, you need an MCV, which I'm building now. And I choose the APC as my scout vehicle because it's good, well armoured, so it screens your infantry really well. And it's it's the best crushing unit in the game for crushing enemy infantry. So, and it can be used later on for Gren drops, escorting your engineers and thieves around. It's just an excellent unit. I don't see any reason to use the flak truck myself, but to each their own. Now we're at the point where we're both at our expansion. We've built our 2nd MCVs, so we can move out and set up expansions. This rifleman, see, when the enemy sets up their expansion, he'll reveal that, you see, but he should be on hold fire. That way he won't reveal his presence, and you position him somewhere a little bit more out of the way. And then when the enemy ore truck, you see, he shot at it, you place him on hold fire and he won't reveal his position like that. And he'll warn you as the enemy expands. He'll warn you. You see, he's giving his presence away there for no reason at all. He's capturing back that oil. And he's placed his rifle guards, as I have. So I've set up my 4th refinery at my first expansion with the power plant, and now I'll have another refinery on the go, and this MCV will deploy at the next expansion in time for the refinery to be placed. Now I've used my APC as a scout vehicle, which is another handy use for it because it's quick, armoured, and it's also going to deliver a Gren drop. So it's a multi-use order and a multi-use unit. Excellent, very efficient, to do that. You need to keep your base defended, and when you've got your rifles guarding your base early on, position them next to your buildings so that they're using the building's view range. So as the enemy approach, they can't see your rifles, but your rifles can see them approaching and shoot them before they can even return fire. So it's always an efficient way of guarding your base early on. Just leave a couple of riflemen next to your power plants. And I've got my APCs going in now. I deploy 5 grenadiers because 4 of them can kill a power plant in 2 throws. He's in low power now, but the 5th one can be ordered to do something else. So I've sent the 5th one to attack a service depot, while the other 4 can kill that in 2 throws. Now, this APC should have done a better job of protecting him, but it also should have parked in front of the war factory, and it could still shoot the rifleman, but then this tank wouldn't appear as it's about to look. So I would have been able to block that and still guard that. So scatter your grenadiers when they're being attacked, because they'll explode and kill each other. And if you can possibly save your grenadier drops, then all the better, because they can be used again. Repair your APC, use them again. It's always a good idea if you can save them. It's not easy to do, but that was his building power plants, but that destroyed his service depot. So I'll have to replace that. Once he's finished building power plants, he'll have to replace the service depot. So that grenadier drop was excellent. And I saved it. But you're a lot better off doing a grenadier drop during a time when the enemy's distracted. So I should have attacked somewhere, even if it's a token attack, only for the purpose of distraction. You should still do something, and then use your APC to drop your grenadiers, because then they won't react. They'll be distracted. So this is an attack. I'm caught between base defences and a more powerful army, which is a terrible mistake to get caught like that. I should have scouted a bit better. But I've left these units to guard my retreats, to at least salvage some. And use terrain features to fall back around and disrupt your enemy's movement, because if he wanted to chase them, it would have split his army and given me time. But I've got a nice force ready to greet him. So if you have to fall back, gather the retreating force with some other units and ambush the enemy if they want to pursue you. See, I should be expanding at a much quicker rate, but I'm doing what I need to. I've got, I'm harvesting, I'm okay. This attack here, I'm going in and using this terrain feature to disrupt the enemy movements. Put some screening units there at least. But I need, these tanks should be up here. He's got his units in place very well, but my flamers are doing a nice job, and the tanks will get there. Moving the MCV up, because I'll deploy that, place a barracks, place a base defence, and then make that primary production, so infantry come out on site, tanks are in position, and now I can tell I've won at this point, so you can send your tanks forward if you want to crush the enemy. But they're the elements you need to, and they've got the job done. See, I've moved my primary production back here where I'm vulnerable. Now that's I'm on the ball there. That was good, and it's still worth protecting all this. You've got your important structures there, but your all supplies will regrow, so it's always worth holding on to. These need to be moved somewhere better, and my army value is nearly double his. I remember this is a bad thing to do, because I'm moving between his buildings and giving him view range on my forces, whereas I won't have the same. So it's a big mistake to move like that. I should have prepared and dealt with that army, because I could have done. Now I'm currently trying to arrange a defence and fall back. That V2 wasted its shot, and it's revealed its existence now, so he knows I've got V2s, and probably partly while he's falling back. But I've called for other reinforcements. I've obviously highlighted every unit I've got and ordered them to attack, which isn't a wise strategy. If you have to order all your units, make sure they go a safe route, but it's not a good idea. because they can walk past defences without you noticing and just die. I've chosen to target his power supplies there. There, he's just got into low power. He can recover from that easily, so I need to keep working on that and keep the pressure up. But he knows he can't get by like this, so he's, I think, yeah, he's trying to make something happen. He's attacking there. I'm trying to maintain the pressure. It should have occurred to me that his units have just disappeared. I should have prepared for that. It's protected itself, but the V2s should be on the hold fire stance, so you fire their shots, aim manually, even aim at different targets if possible, just so your shots aren't landing in the same place. This force can gut my base. It's not very strong, but I'm just not I'm distracted. I'm not paying attention. I should be building here. This guy should be moving back, and I should get the MCV, move it a little closer so I can get some more base production and build base defences. Yeah, my attention has obviously come back. Yeah, I'm deciding to make my stand here. Rather than sending in units piecemeal to be killed, it's better to arrange a proper defence and make a stand at the place where you know you can fight the enemy off and preserve what assets you can, rather than just slinging everything in as it's built. Still maintaining pressure on his power supply, but those V2s have got to fall back. Yeah, he's retreated with these. He's looking for ore trucks and targeting that, which is excellent. That's exactly what he should do. Salvage some units from that loss. They've done an excellent job of destroying, they destroyed a war factory. Well, I've got my service depot back, but he's looking for ore trucks now. There's my engineer. See, he saved them. I could have used him now to capture that, but my attention was drawn. Here, he got my oil derrick. I was too late there. Using these to search for enemy units, which is the wrong thing to do. Now I've got artillery units, tanks to screen me, infantry, production on site, and base defences. So I've got all the elements I need with the yak. Maybe could do with a couple of flak trucks, but I didn't need them in this case. I should send him to be repaired. Yeah, I should have captured that instead. That's what I'd normally do. He's got an attack here. Let's see if I noticed it. Doesn't look like it. The V2s are doing lovely work. Yeah, there's no rockets in that route. Dodgy reaction. I need to get those V2s, they shouldn't be near those barrels. They shouldn't move forward like that either. That was shocking. I lost a veteran there and another V2. Just managed to save two of them. You have to keep your eye on that. My yaks are scouting, they cleared up the enemy here. Oh, we've got GG. Excellent. GG WP. Army graph. Still got the engineer. There he is. I should have used him more, but it's good practice to get used to keeping them.
Battle control terminated.